Good morning, everyone. This is Kosher Podcast. Today is November 7th, and today we're just going to be discussing some interesting things and some interesting topics, kind of discussing what it's like to be a younger sibling, just living with siblings in general. Today I have on by my side is my mom.
Good morning, everybody. Thank you.
Yeah, So as I was stating, today we're going to be talking about siblings, but especially going into what it's like to be a younger sibling. And I'm going to state that I am the youngest sister of two older brothers who are 27 and 28, and I am 16.
And actually, I am a younger sister and I'm an older sister. I'm in the middle of two brothers. So it's kind of like we both have two brothers.
Two older brothers who are around. Two big brothers.
Yeah,
for real.
He's my little big brother. They're both bigger than me, so yeah.
Honestly. The driving question for today is going to be how being a younger sibling can shape who you are as a person.
Oh, wow.
So, I think we're going to start off by discussing how some of the things that are relatable that other people can relate to when they're a younger sibling.
Right.
Like,
that's really deep. Because being a girl is already hard enough having just two brothers. That's a whole nother topic.
That's just a whole huge discussion there.
But I can say that it can probably bring a lot of different feelings and a lot of different emotions. You can probably learn a lot and learn how to grow.
Especially for listeners who are the oldest, they probably listen to this and be like, dang, that's how being the youngest sibling feels. But at the same time, they'll also be able to be like, that's why you should feel like that, because you're the youngest and we're the oldest and we have to deal with more. Sometimes older siblings feel like they are also the parents too.
Yeah.
And that they deserve it because they've also taken care of those kids.
Yeah.
And the younger siblings, I feel as in they don't really know what it's like to take care of people because everybody takes care of them.
Yeah, that's true.
So
kind of get held on everybody's hip, while you're younger.
Right, you're on everybody's hip. Everybody wants to hold you, and you're just the precious baby out of everybody, and they try to hold you back from stuff that they don't want. Like other kids had experienced, they don't want you to because you're the baby. And
it's all a part of them saving us, I think. Because my big brother, he was like he saved me, Right. And like I said, it's a lot this is a good topic.
Sometimes
because
I feel like Mel is like my hero.
Yeah, like you only know what you know. Like a brother, you have to have one. You have to have that big brother to know what the feeling. And it is. I'm glad you brought up feelings and how you grow and mold yourself, because it brings off so many different feelings when it comes to that. And some of them you won't know unless you literally are a little sister with a big brother.
Right. And then when you have two big brothers, you have two bodyguards.
Double trouble.
Two bodyguards everywhere you go.
Double trouble. You're going to have it hard. That's what happens in life. You're sometime when you're the youngest, they don't want you to grow, or they feel like nobody will never be good enough for you.
Right. And it makes you feel like, dang, like, let me grow up. I'm not a baby. But at the same time, I'm glad that you're there.
Yeah.
That you're there for me, because there's certain people that aren't. And I know that I'll always have my big brothers.
Yeah. There's something else.
Right.
They're very good to have. I have a friend, and she's a very close friend down in San Diego. And it's just her and her sister. She always used to tell me, you're so lucky to have a brother. I don't know what it feels like. Now I know what she means.
Right.
Because it's a feeling that you can't explain. You only will know if you have a big brother.
Right.
You know what I mean? That protected
it's
you
like
and was your savior.
It's a different happy feeling.
Yeah.
It's a different feeling in your heart.
And
when you see your brother and you see them doing good, and you just seeing them and just being happy, it's like,
it's someone to look up to.
Right, and you just want to hold them, just give them a big hug.
Yeah. That's a cool topic, being siblings and being raised in the house and wearing my brother's starter jackets back in the days, and
basketball shorts.
different things you could take from them. And then not to take away that there's things that they probably get on your nerve with too, like you're just siblings. Right. Sibling rivalry.
Siblings are going to love each other very much, but also get on each other's nerves.
But I can honestly say, like, I never really have a problem with my brother. Like, either one, they're always the same.
Right.
They stay the same. They've been the same my whole life. They don't
act different.
Yeah, and so I don't know. They've always treated me the exact same. And it's like massive love, and it's a good feeling to have siblings. I know people out there that I have a best friend in San Diego as well, and he is the only child, and he has 6 kids.
The only child too.
So I know how it's hard, I have a cousin in Las Vegas. She's the only child. She has multiple children. So I know that's a different feeling that you get, which could be a different topic later on down the line, having no siblings versus growing up with siblings.
Having no siblings, you really don't understand what it's like. As I feel, what it likes to be the only sibling is you don't know what it's like to have people around you all the time. And maybe that's a reason why only child seem to have a lot of kids.
Yeah.
Because
that's
they
true.
Like people around.
That's true. That's how it happens. And what's crazy is that your brother, he was the only child for 10 years before you came.
Right.
You're the third girl in 30 years in the family. It's all boys. So I think you were here as a blessing because everybody needed a girl.
A little girl.
And it was good because ain't no more coming this way. But he was the only child is what I was saying for like 10 years. So it trips me out that he knows how to play and get along. And where we went, he didn't have a problem with hanging out and fitting in with the other kids and playing. Right. And then going back and still being at home by himself playing with his own stuff. And I got a second son, because it's crazy that's how close just me and my big brother is. That his son is my son.
Right.
If that makes any sense.
Ty's son, yes.
Ty, yeah, that's my second son. So
and especially cousins who are raised around each other.
Are brothers.
Brothers.
They were brothers
and sisters, like they're siblings. That's how they just found each other.
So it's like even though he was by himself, he wasn't. He had a cousin brother or a brother cousin. And it's really real. And that's another feeling that you get. And it's a different feeling. And what's crazy? And how history repeats itself is because your brother's dad, when I met him back in the days when we were teenagers, he had a brother cousin that he was raised with. And so that and history repeats itself in so many ways.
And it probably repeats with me, like how I'm a little sister just like you.
Yeah, which is another topic that they'll have to tune in later on to get.
Yeah.
But I just appreciate you having me here and just talking about siblings. I had no idea, and I'm proud of you up 4 a.m. podcast live, this is some priceless type stuff right here, and talking to you about growth and feelings and siblings and stuff that most people don't even think about on a day-to-day basis, how important it is.
People who don't keep in contact with their siblings, people who don't have close relationships or wasn't raised around them. What I can say is that I'm closer to one of my brothers than the other, but that's because I was raised with one and was around one.
Yeah, it makes a big difference. So that's some feelings too that only one that went through that would know how that feels inside. Right.
So for the second interview today, we have Janiya, who is the oldest sister of another sister. So, how are you feeling today?
I'm feeling great. How are you?
We're doing good. So, the first question I'm going to ask you is how it feels to be the oldest sibling.
It feels great to be looked up to and to be considered as a role model.
Okay. What are some of the positive things about being the oldest sibling?
Some positives of being a big sister is giving my sister advice with things I went through and that she is now experiencing.
Okay. And some of the negatives?
Some negatives is I have to bring her everywhere, even when I have to hang out with my friends, which gets really frustrating.
Do you ever feel like you are considered or that you are being considered by your family or your sibling?
I feel considered sometimes, but that, like, some things that, like, concern my age limit and stuff, but, like, things that I want to do, my family will ask my sister first.
And for the last question, do you have any advice or your opinion or how you feel basically on being the oldest sibling for our listeners?
I mean, it's fun for now because I get to do stuff that she can't, some stuff, and, like, I get to do stuff before she can, like driving. Oh, but I'm gonna have to drive her around. I mean, it's fun now, right now. Oh dear.
You know, just being negative with the situation as far as being the youngest, nobody will never be up to par to suit you in your brother's eyes.
Especially when it comes to, like, relationships and dating. Like, I remember when I was telling Ray about Desmond, and he was like, I don't like him. I don't care. I don't like him. Like, didn't even see a picture of him. Didn't even know his name. Never met him. Nope.
Yeah.
Don't like him.
Yeah.
Don't.
Automatically.
Like, sir. And Mel was like, he was more supportive, but Mel was also like, no, you better not settle for that. You better not do this. And nope, you better go tell him to go do this instead.
Yeah.
And, no, you're not doing this. He's going to do that for you. Like, it's
going to be a lot. It's going to be a lot that you deal with the older you get.
When I said that Richard took me to McDonald's, Mel was all like, you not no McDonald's girl.
Yeah. Well, you're not. But see, like I said, too, is that it's okay because that was
a nice...
That was the whole... If you look at the whole big picture.
Right, the big picture.
See, but some people, a big brother, because you're their little sister, they are going to find one little nitpick in the whole situation. But like your uncle, who's my brother, he looked at it like that was just the best. You know what I mean? Right. The overall picture, when he looked at it, was like, wow, you know, I'm proud of her. But of course your brother going to be like, what the heck?
Have you ever had moments where, like, you felt like uncle was, like, too overprotective when it comes to dates or just anything, like, calm down, like, it's not gonna be all like that?
And you know what? I'll tell you the honest truth. I hid a lot of dates.
Really?
I kept it to myself. And then, you know, of course, it's crazy also too, which I can tell you to be careful of, is that the older you get, even some of your brother's friends will start looking at you. They'll start watching and looking and talking to you slicker than what they used to talk to you when you were 13 and 12 and little. Now that I'm 19
and 20,
now you're looking at me different and your words are different. So now I got to look at you different. So those negative aspects of being the little sister of big brothers too.
Right, but
some of my brother's friends.
But how did Uncle react? Like, was he mad that his friends was getting at you?
You know what? Because I would say again that for the sake of some, I wouldn't say a word. I didn't say a word, but I let them know it's not going to happen. Right. And please let it go and not find it disrespectful. And then the ones that were too disrespectful, I told him. I don't know how he dealt with it, because of course, with him being the man and him saying I'll deal with it, it's him dealing with it. I
listen to my
all I can say is that he must have, because I didn't have those problems anymore.
I wonder how Mel would react.
I don't know. My brother's more liberal than your brother's.
Liberal?
Like, my brother's more precious and understanding and stuff, you know, and he understands a lot more, and he has like a lot of... He gives people the benefit of the doubt. Right. You know, whereas your brother
just doesn't.
What I know of both of your brothers,
they're with it.
They're not giving no one the benefit of the doubt at all if they don't have to. Whatsoever.
Period.
You know, and they not asking no questions. You know, basically just all gas, no brakes. So you have it more harder.
I know.
You know, than I would as a young girl. I think in a way
that's very protective. You know how girls always be like, I'm gonna go get my brother, like to dudes and stuff. Yeah. I don't plan on ever doing that, but I know that I can do that.
Yeah.
That
absolutely.
I can be like,
and I got my little big brother who I don't have to say I'm gonna go get my brother. He already be like, who you want me to go?
Right, he's already asking who.
And so I'm like, you know what? I'm glad that I have them, you know, because they made me feel like so protected. That's one good feeling. You can get a sense of protection. Even if once you get out in the world, you're not going to have that same feeling from everybody. Right. So, you know, to know that you can count on them, some people don't have that. Some people, like I said,
they don't have that support.
Single children, you know, just solo. They don't have anyone else that they could call up unless you got a sister, you know, a sister cousin or a brother cousin.
Right. Or siblings who are by themselves, but maybe just they don't know that they have siblings. Or like, it's like that one TV show that plays where that guy like was a sperm donor, and he all the people that was born from
him,
what's it called, didn't know they had siblings, but they were, because of all from the same man.
Right.
So in a way, that's kind of like growing up thinking you're the only child and meeting, or like Sweet Cakes, who lived her whole life thinking she was the only child, and then they went and did generation thing, and they found out she had a brother, but it was after she passed away.
Right.
So
so her whole life she thought she was the only child, and I remember her telling me that I'm the only child. And when Granny passed away, she was like, I ain't got nobody to battle over nothing with. It was my mama. I took care of her to the end, and I'm the only child, and that's it. So I remember her telling me that. So it goes, I guess it goes both ways.
Yeah.
You know.
And one thing I say about being a little sister, your brothers treat you a little bit more aggressive. Or maybe I can just say my brothers are a little bit more aggressive than me because I'm a girl.
Yeah.
I remember, but not really too aggressive where they hit me. I don't remember any of my brothers hitting me. But their way of like solving problems or handling things is a more aggressive way than mine, because I'm all caring about feelings and stuff, and they think with logic and do this.
Right.
So it seems more harsh.
Right.
Especially when it comes to tough love, getting it from your brother. It's hard to accept in your heart, but like you do, because you know your brother would never lie to you. They're just telling you.
Yes.
And it's hard, especially when it's boys. It's kind of hard to fit in with boys and how they feel and think about stuff, and then you have to sit back. Like, even just with boy cousins, too. I never felt like I could really fit in with them when I was younger. With Mel and Ty and Devin and all of them, especially because they all played football. And I would just be in the bleachers just watching.
Yeah.
Because I'm not and where they would come out here for Thanksgiving, they all be playing football in your living room, and I'd just be standing there watching, because I'm not trying to get all in no living room football.
Yeah. But that's crazy, because that's what they do.
And I remember one time they were playing football in the living room, and they broke one of my art pieces that I made, that I had just made at school, and I got mad, and I was all like,
which made you feel more,
he was like, and I don't care,
which made you feel more negative about.
And I was like, dang, like they don't even. And then Mel was laughing.
Yeah, because
like,
they're
my
boys.
Big brother was laughing that somebody broke
they're boys, and because they're non-emotion, you know. You might get a couple. I think men get more emotional when they get a little bit older. Yeah. But as a youth, it's a wreck. It's a train wreck. Don't look for it. Don't look for it. Don't even have the great expectations of it until
they start getting older.
Yeah, until they start getting older and just understanding more about life. It must be pretty damn reckless, you know, being a young lad is what I would say. But then, you know, I remember you coming home from the hospital, and I remember your brother holding you and doing everything, and he was 10, you know, and he knew how to do stuff, and he knew how to hold you, and he knew how to burp you, and little things like that when he was only 10 years old, and he was a protector. Right. You know, he already knew you would lay in his bed while he played whatever, Madden.
Xbox.
Yeah, or whatever them games was. And then when you got old enough and be bothering him, you would still be in his bed, but he'll give you your own controller.
With no batteries?
With no batteries. And you be sitting there thinking you playing, and it kept you busy. Aww. But he took care of you. You know, like, he was proud. He's a proud, and today he's still like, I wish somebody would, you know. And I'd be like, just calm down, brother, calm down. You know, but he's like, nah, Ma. You don't understand. That's my little sister.
Right.
you know, and I don't understand, you know what I'm saying? Because it's his feelings.
Right.
And I can tell, like, just feelings alone, like, you have to be able to deal with them. Right. And a lot of people ignore their feelings and just want to stay numb to truth.
A lot of people don't like accepting the truth, and it hurts. But it's better to get over than that than to live in a full of lies. Just living in lies and stuff and a fugaze.
Yeah, yeah. You know, to just bring it all back into,
right,
you know, the negatives and the positives. You can just see
some
how
more
far.
positives. Being the youngest is having someone to be able to talk to.
Yeah.
When you can't seem to express it to anyone else. Just talking to your siblings.
Yep.
What's it called? From research I did outside, I learned that younger siblings, 69% feel they can open up to their siblings, while only 31% felt that they could open up to their parents. So that shows that a lot of people feel more comfortable telling things to their siblings
than their own parents.
Right. But I heard some people that said that over time they learned that they really can't trust their siblings because their siblings might go and tell their parents, or they feel more comfortable opening up to their parents.
Right.
I don't know. I feel more comfortable opening up to both of you guys because I'm around you more, so I'm always going to talk to you.
Well, I tell both, you know, my kids, I have an open door policy. Like, I don't have a judge. You know, like, I can't judge. The only thing I can do is just stick together and move forward. That's what you do. I think a parent should never put their kids against each other.
Right.
You know, because some parents do that.
Comparing
them.
I wish you were more like this one.
Yeah.
Like, I'm so glad I never got compared to my older siblings, but probably also because I'm a girl. I can't get compared to two big men.
That's a positive thing. You won't ever have to worry about being anywhere in their shoes or nothing like them. You have your own shoes you can walk in.
Right.
As a sibling of two big, huge brothers.
Huge.
And you.
So today, I think we talked about a lot of good and some side things to talk about, being a little sister, being the youngest child, ways how an oldest child might feel, and how your parents are when it comes to raising siblings and living in a household with them. We've talked about some pretty good things. You think we did?
Yeah, I think you covered a lot. I think so many topics led to other topics that you probably got to come back to those on another time.
Definitely.
But you talked about a lot. We got a lot covered with just being a younger sibling, being a middle child, being the only girl.
Thank you guys for coming out again. Thank you, Mom.
Oh, you're welcome. And thank you for having me. I'm just proud to be part of this whole, show today. I think it went well. You covered a lot, and I appreciate you for having me. I'm looking forward to coming back to your next podcast.
Definitely. Thank you for all my interviews, and thank you guys for coming in and listening. My Instagram is Kosher Anaiya. So is my Twitter. And remember to always keep it kosher. And
100.
We'll see you guys again next time.
Amen.